Oh, oh gosh, I'm losing my voice. What is going on, guys? Disney Dan here. Welcome back into the channel and welcome to episode 48 of Disney Fiasco. Thank you so much for stopping by. Sorry, I lost my voice a little bit earlier. Just started. But welcome into the channel. Welcome into stream. Hey, Miguel, what's up, buddy? Timothy, Ray Waters, Lisa M, Kay Atwood. How's it going, everybody? The Lucky Minute, Amanda, how you doing? Rosie Wren, John, what is going on, everybody? Disney Dan is back. Episode 48. Episode 48 of Disney Fiasco. My Disney Parks memories. Welcome into the stream. Good to see you. Thank you so much for stopping by. Timothy Rainwaters, Dougie, Brandy, and Dave. What is up, everybody? So good to have you all here tonight. It's Saturday. Can you believe it? It's Saturday already. Firstly, happy Easter, everybody. Happy Easter. Hey, Noah, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Happy Easter, everybody. Happy Passover. Happy anything. So welcome into episode 48 of Disney Fiasco. And welcome to my very special guest this evening, my good friend, Jeff, Dole Whip Dad. Welcome into the stream, buddy. Thank you so much for joining us.
Could I have made it any closer?
Just
sorry.
Right.
I just wanted to give you a little heart attack.
How
are you?
I'm good, pal. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm super excited. Thank you for just last minute. You joined. I asked you literally an hour ago, and I'm very grateful for you to come on the show. And we're gonna have a great time tonight.
Happy to do it. When you told me the topic, I thought, yeah, I got to hurry up and get home. That's pretty good stuff right there.
I thought Adventureland, Dole Whip, Dad. Like, come on, it's just plainly obvious.
I'm born there, right? Yeah.
Right. Hey, Walt, what is up? Firstly and foremost, after this stream, please go check out Mouse Talk's channel, where they're going to be doing Sports Night with Steve's World, and they're going to be talking about ESPN Wide World of Sports. Hey, Gelly's Journey, welcome into the stream. Touring the Galaxy, John and Dana, welcome in, pal. Good to see you. And just a big shout out to Chris from Disney World Adventures for having me on earlier. Really just a stream that myself, Amanda, and John did earlier today, and I always am very passionate, and just talking to them was a good Easter break, and but please go subscribe to Chris. He's a great guy. So Disney World Adventures. Courtney Rainwaters, welcome to Steve's World. Just shouted you out, buddy. Good to see you. Welcome into the stream, everybody. Thank you so much. Episode 48. Again, thank you to Meg last week for hosting. I had a great vacation. It was a lot of fun, and Meg did a fantastic job as normal. She's awesome. She might be in later tonight, but we are going to try. But she's caught up in traffic because Easter is everyone's crazy all over the place. Meg hopefully will be in early, and we were going to talk about Easter and Flower and Garden, but we're going to save that for another day. Hey, Melissa, what is up? But we are doing a tour of the Magic Kingdom. We've already done Main Street, Tomorrowland, and Fantasyland. But we're doing Adventureland today, and we're going to talk about many different parts. Obviously, some of it's going to be about food, about Adventureland. Hey, Disney Circus Girl, welcome into the stream. Good to see you. Happy Easter. So let's get this started, I guess. So yeah, big shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you so much. Now, Jeff, Adventureland. Yes. What is the first thing that comes to mind when you think Adventureland?
Well, I feel like I'm being set up there. I think I'm supposed to say Dole Whip.
Oh, it could be a curveball. Well, I mean,
I'm gonna try to swing, and I don't know if I'll swing and miss or what, but yeah, it's actually the Jungle Cruise. That's the first thing I think of.
Nice.
I grew up in Anaheim's Disneyland, and my favorite memories as a kid and my favorite memories as an adult are all Adventureland. I almost lost my kid outside the Jungle Cruise. I probably was skinny before I figured out Bengal BBQ would give me the food. I love all things Adventureland. But Jungle Cruise is where it starts, for sure.
Well, let's kick off with the Jungle Cruise. A big hello to my power channel, Rob Fuzz. He had a great, hopefully, had a great journey with his cruise. Not the Jungle Cruise, but he just came on a cruise. But Rob, it's good to see you, pal. Chris and Toria, welcome into the stream. Thank you so much for stopping by. Our Disney Adventures, Ohana, welcome in. Good to see you too. Human Person, great to see you too. But the Jungle Cruise, you know, I just. It's a classic, right? It's one of those, you know, I feel like if you don't go to Disney and don't do the Jungle Cruise, it's kind of like, well, what are you like? Why are you spending all your time somewhere else? Jungle Cruise is like, it's a Disney, Walt Disney classic. Like that's what, you know, he loved that, right? He wanted to bring that outdoorsy, adventurous, safari-esque kind of thing into the Magic Kingdom. So the Jungle Cruise, I love it. And there's so many like memes from it now, like the backside of water and the hippos and the cave, and it's great. It's got so popular they made a bar at the Polynesian around one of the characters, Trader Sam. It's just a fun ride. What is your favorite part of the Jungle Cruise? Like, what's the thing?
You know, I think that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
I think what I would have said years ago would have been the dudes climbing up the pole and the rhino trying to get them. But I honestly think I have the most fun now in line. Is that a horrible answer?
Nope.
I love the silly radio ads. I love the audio playing. I love the decor. I got to be honest with you, and this is 100% true. And if you think I'm already a nerd, well, get ready to learn even more. We're moving right now. You're saving me from putting more stuff in a box, just like I said to somebody last night. And so, but we're building a whole room is going to be Adventureland style. And when we say Adventureland style, what me and my wife really mean is Jungle Cruise. To be honest,
Nice.
like it's, and yeah, I think it's the line, the queue. Is that crazy? Like I remember once, and this was in Anaheim. We were, I don't know, maybe 2.5 years ago. We went. It was packed. I don't know why it was so packed. It was some special day, and we were in line so long in the Jungle Cruise that we went up on the top level. Well, I've been to Disneyland well over 100 times. Well over 100 times.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know there was a line up there, and I didn't want to stop. I wanted to stay up there because there was more things to play with and look at, and so yeah, the line, is that crazy? What about you? What's yours?
No, you know, the line actually is really interesting because there's like lots of puns everywhere. There's lots of Jungle Cruise like jokes around, which I think is, and people like, I tell people to stop and look at stuff instead of just rushing through the line, because you'll find like really funny things. It's the same with the Haunted Mansion. There's so many funny Easter eggs like around the queue, and you're right. I think it's pretty cool that you said the queue, because there is so much to look at, and you hear like the tannoy over, and you hear all the funny stuff coming through the speaker. Is great. I really do love it. My favorite part, you know, I wish I didn't ask this question, because then
I can't not like the questions.
You know, I'm gonna be honest. I love the skippers. Like, you can have a skipper, like a meh, he was fine, or she, or you can have like a really good skipper, and they just go over the top, hands down. Like they will make you do just the stupidest things as long as your hands and arms are still inside the boat. Like they'll tell you to like duck, and they'll ask the stupid puns and questions, and it's great. And I think having a good skipper makes or breaks your experience.
I agree.
So I just love like the skippers. I like to be up close to the skippers, so when they're not, you know, on the tannoy, you can talk to them privately, and it's kind of fun. Hey, Zippity Doodad, welcome into the stream. Good to see you. Sorry, I cut you off there.
No, I always try to do that too. If I can get up by them, I'm the nerdy guy who won't leave them alone, like right before and right after. We're all right after anyway.
Could you imagine both of us just sitting opposite each other next to the skipper? It would drive them crazy.
I feel bad for that skipper, and I'm pretty sure that'll happen at some point in our lives.
Hey D, what is up? Good to see you. Welcome into the stream. And AJC Magic TV, also welcome into the stream. Good to see you too. But yeah, you know, I just love having that amazing skipper will remember that experience, right? Skipper going off the script is the best. Yeah, it's true. Like if they go off the script and say something that they didn't even think of, like they're just off piste. It's just it's great. And I did a video. I believe it was like my 5th or 6th vlog when I was on the Disney College program in 2016. I just did a video on the Jungle Cruise, and every time they made a pun, I did like a pun count. So I can't remember which video it was, but I'll link it in the description after the stream. But you can go back on my channel, go back to my cast member Disney College program, and you'll be able to see I made a pun count, and every time there was a pun, I did like a boing. And then
I actually blame the Jungle Cruise and Disney in general for the societal pun revitalization. Like there's people at our church, there's people, my daughter's friends, they can't have a conversation with talking about the science of puns. Did I just make that up? And I think it comes from the Jungle Cruise. At least it might.
Painting the Roses Red, welcome into the stream. And you know what's even better is that it's taken us 11 minutes, but you can now go and eat with skippers who will still make horrific puns at the Jungle Skipper Canteen. Hey, Pamela Hoffman, welcome into the stream. I like a pun, but too many can be a bit pun. Oh gosh, Chris.
I was just reading that as you read it. That was perfect timing.
You gotta.
Like Victoria.
That joke was so bad. You'll need to go to the punitentiary.
Oh.
I love a good pun.
Why do we love puns? We all love puns, yet we don't laugh. We go, oh, at least I do. I don't know what that's about.
I don't know what's about it, but you get to now eat with these puntastic skippers over the Jungle Skipper Canteen. And I think this is a good segue to go from the Jungle Cruise, because it is that classic attraction, because it's kind of like this adventurers club. They're going all around the world, all these different restaurants. They created the Jungle Skipper Canteen over at Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney World, and I've been there twice. I've had fantastic meals there. I had amazing cast members who did an amazing job, who just gave me like the menu and started like punning every single item on the menu, just pointing things out on the walls and just telling bad jokes. It's so cheesy. But sitting down for a meal, a good meal with these skippers is great. I really do love the Jungle Cruise and the Skipper Canteen. Have you been to the Skipper Canteen?
I have not. Let's see. No, nope, we have not. I almost went 2 seasons ago. I don't remember what happened. We changed up a plan, and then last year it just wasn't in the plan. So it's definitely high on my list. I'm going to be there in August. I'll be there in October. If I get out of 2019 without going to Skipper Canteen, I'm going to feel like a failure.
Well, I think you're going the same time as me at August. I know I have a reservation at Skipper Canteen, so
I will be way nicer to you now. Nice.
And I want to ask this because you originally were a Disneyland visitor rather than a Disney World before. Are there differences between the Disney? Obviously, the one in Disneyland was Walt's. But what are the other differences? There there was 2 queue levels as well. What other things?
Specifically in Adventureland, my favorite ride in Disneyland that's not one of the classics, the Haunted Mansion or the Pirates, is Indiana Jones. Right. It's a spectacular ride. Like I hear that Dinosaur is the comparable. I've never done Dinosaur. Yeah. But lots of people have said that. So I have never not ridden Indiana Jones since it's been a thing. I remember, I think I've said this, so this might be repeating it to you and to people in chat. I was lucky enough to ride it with a bunch of kids before it even opened. And
wow. Yeah.
It was really cool. And that queue was great. That queue was even better back in the day, but that's a whole nother thing. But that ride, I actually feel bad for people that have never been to Anaheim, because that's a great ride. It's a spectacular ride. I love it. I could do that all day long and feel like I got my money's worth.
See, that's the same with me. I've never been to Disneyland, but I know the track layout is the exact same from Dinosaur.
Is it? Okay.
The exact same. So, so let's catch up on the chat. I know there's a lot of puns going on in the chat.
I bet there
Just
is.
have to make sure you're punctual to dinner with a skipper, says Disney Circus Girl. Make sure to look at the bookcase, says Amanda from the Lucky Minute. I booked the Skipper Canteen in August already too. Will be my first time there. Now, Steve, you're gonna have a great time. I had I can't believe it's not chicken. But it's like it's chicken, but it's just really, really good. We've never eaten a skipper canteen. Oh, you've got to try it. It's great. Don't skip dinner with a skipper, says Disney Circus Girl. Dinosaur is awesome. Got to ride back row, says the Limb Project. Welcome in the Limb Project. I love sitting back row for Dinosaur. It's great. Having that Carnotaurus come overhead, like it's awesome. But I've got to try Indiana Jones. I'm desperate to come to Disneyland.
You do. It's great. I love it. If Dinosaur's half as good as Indiana Jones, I'll love it. And everybody says it's comparable. So
I mean, I'm a massive Indiana Jones fan, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna love it. Awesome. So Skipper Canteen, Jungle Cruise, those really personify adventure. The adventure is out there, Adventureland. So that's a great start with the Jungle Cruise. I'm going to choose something that I think everyone will be, everything, if you thought Adventureland at Walt Disney World, this would probably be near or probably at the top of your list. And that is Pirates of the Caribbean. Christy's Corner, welcome into the stream. Happy Saturday. Happy Easter. Good to see you. Pirates of the Caribbean. I mean, it's apart from the Haunted Mansion or Peter Pan's Flight, it's that classic dark ride that has been at Disney World and at Disneyland for as long as it's been open. It is just people rank it at their favorite attraction. It's got so popular that they made a one in Shanghai that apparently is the most incredible ride in the world. I don't know. I'm not gonna look at the YouTube for videos for that because I want to be.
No, I won't let myself either. I want to believe that I'll be there someday.
I'll be there someday, and I want to experience it without watching it through a stream first.
Yeah.
But Pirates of the Caribbean, I love the franchise. It's one of my guilty pleasure franchises. It's like it starts off really well, and then as the movies go on, they just slowly decrease in just goodness. But I love them anyway. And the ride just it makes everything just amazing. So Pirates of the Caribbean, thoughts? Is it a must do for you? Is it what kind of thing?
On a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 37. I still want the redhead. I love it. I love everything about it. Probably my first memory of Disneyland. I've been asked about this before, and I think it's with my grandfather at the very end, going up and up and up, and he's telling me how much of a drop it's going to be, and I must be 3 or 4, and then we just do the little tiny little drop at the end. I think that's my first Disney memory. I love that ride so much. I think it's I think of it more as New Orleans Square than Adventureland, but it's certainly right there. So I've actually had this conversation. Hey, just out and about. I think that if you call it in Adventureland, then it is certainly 1A right after Indiana Jones for me. And I almost feel guilty saying Indiana Jones first, but I could only do when I do Indy. But that's probably because I've done them both a lot. I don't know. I love it. I can't.
Yeah.
And somebody in the chat was saying, I think Disney Circus Girl maybe was asking or saying that she doesn't like it as much because they've updated it. I like change. I don't mind that they've changed it. I think it's a little silly. Like We Wants the Redhead is fun to say. I liked the little dudes chasing the girls. I guess, we live in a different time now, but I don't mind the changes. I don't. I like it when things are different. I believe it. What Walt said was, the thing's always alive. It's always going to be changing. It'll never be done is actually what he said.
Yep.
And so it's different. I totally get because it was part of my childhood. I want to take my grandkids and my, all that someday. But I can tell them, hey, the dodo was cute. It's okay. So my point in all that is I don't know if it's getting better. It's getting different. Oh, you know what else? I think my favorite scene might be the little puppy with the keys. I think that's iconic. That's the backside of Water for Jungle Cruise, the puppy with the keys at the end for me.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's one of those attractions which I think at any Disney park that has Pirates of the Caribbean, there's always slight differences. And that ride inspired the movies, and the movies inspired the ride. And I do love change, but it's also kept the heart of the original, and that's what I think is important. Like, I love seeing Captain Jack right at the end, him rocking on that chair with all the treasure. It's great.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome. Even though the boats are bumping into you, you're still having a look, and you're like,
it's nice to have something to look at, right? I remember the first time I saw it, I was excited.
Yep.
I like change.
Yeah, me too. And for the first time, when I first saw that animatronic, I thought, is that Johnny Depp? It looks so real. Like, I think it's great. The Limb Project says change is inevitable. I heard something about them changing Rock and Roller Coaster, and it won't be Aerosmith anymore. Do you guys hear about that? That rumor's been going around for years. I don't. For now, they've kept it. I think after all the Hollywood studios changes have come, then they'll probably think about Rock and Roller Coaster. But hey, it's still a massive popular ride. I would love to see like the Foo Fighters take over that. That would be pretty cool. Make that a little bit more modern.
You know what I've always wanted them to do on that? I've always wanted them to do, like, maybe change the soundtrack every 3 months or once a year. Maybe have a new band every year or something. I mean, nothing against Aerosmith, but a little Muse in there would make me happier, not sadder. So whatever.
Jeff, our friendship was going so well.
You don't like Muse? Oh my God. No. Such a good show.
Oh no, I'm kidding. My favorite
too. He's from England, right? Are we better now?
Dana says, actually, I don't know if it's Dana or John, but Touring the Galaxy say my favorite part are the boats bumping into us at the exit. It's always a big bumping into each other.
Yep.
But Pirates of the Caribbean, I love the dog with the keys, like you said, is an iconic moment. And it's so iconic. It was in the movies. I love the drop. And you immediately see Captain Barbossa and the cannons, and
that's new. That was me growing up. That's so much better now than when it was.
And for some reason, I always get wet on it. Like every single time, I always just don't sit next to me on Pirates of the Caribbean. But I love the fact it's very dark to start with. I love the fact like it's very eerie. And then as soon as you're into the action, you've got the Carlos, don't be cheeking, that classic line. The burning of the city. And what I love is the details. Disney have changed stuff over the years. They've changed the redhead to a pirate red, which I do like. I think she looks great. But I also do like how like the women are chasing the pirates out of the city, and they're going just round and round and round. It's fun.
I agree. And you know what else too? Even before you start the action, like I had one set of grandparents growing up, just one, and the guy in the rocking chair with the blue Bayou on the right.
Yep.
And then the grandpa in the rocking chair was as when I was a child, my other grandpa. We called him Grandpa. I had a relationship with this dude who never stopped rocking his chair. That's how much I love that ride. And so I actually think the ride starts. I mean, I'm not going to pretend like the queue's that great on this one, but once you get to the boats, you're immersed. Like the fireflies are iconic. I will be buying fake fireflies for my backyard. I love that stuff. You're talking about the details. That ride really crushes it in my
opinion. Touring the Galaxy says, does anyone whistle to the dog all the time? All the time.
Always somebody.
And Christy's Corner brings up an amazing point, and that is the smell. The eerie, misty, musky smell.
It's the not chlorine, it's the other stuff.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it's called right now. It's not chlorine, it's the other one, the more expensive one. I love it. I want it.
But it's a nice smell, whatever it is. It's kind of like a
smells, right? Like it's like mind control. You give me that smell and I'm happy and I spend my money.
But like if I could have a clone of that smell, I would.
Well, they sell the candles. Corey, are you in here? You got the code. They sell the pirate candles. I love it.
I just get the candle and then just
right.
Mousetrap says, "What was there before Johnny Depp at the end of the ride? Was it nothing?"
It was just money. It was a pile of money.
Yeah, just with lots of treasure, I believe.
Yeah, the whole ride, the whole story is where was the treasure? That's the whole story.
Yep.
And at the end, they show you the treasure. Well, now you've got Johnny sitting on the pile.
Ross Merrill says bromine. Is it bromine?
I'll look it up.
We'll have to look. We'll have to look up on the internet. What is the smell from?
There's a great. Is it Rob Plays? I think one of my other favorite Disney YouTubers. I'm pretty sure he does a really great video on it. What does the water smell? And it's all through Disney. They use there's two ways to shock the water. One's chlorine. This is so technical and boring. I'm sorry, but one is chlorine and one is not chlorine. And one smells like chlorine and one smells like Pirates of the Caribbean and Small World and. So I'll look it up right now.
Look it up right now. Now, speaking of Pirates of the Caribbean, they've also introduced something that you can get throughout your day. It's something that I see all the time, and that is, families, fathers, sons, whoever, they have a Pirates League, and you can get your face painted, and you can dress up as a pirate. So you can have your whole family dress up as a pirate. Like I see like families, son and daughters dress up as pirates. You just see it's kind of like the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, but for pirates, and it's really cool. Like I mean, for me, I wouldn't necessarily do it myself, because I think doing a live stream and everybody seeing me with a painted face as a pirate would be a little bit. Okay, how about we'll make a deal? If I get to 5,000, how about this, right? This should be going on record. Like, I need somebody to put this on record. I'm gonna go with Walt or whoever's here. If I get to 5,000 subscribers, I will do a live stream after gone to Pirates League. And there you go.
We should race. I like that a lot. So I have one grandkid. He's a grandson. 4 daughters. All my pets were girls. All my kids were girls. Everything in my house was girls. And I got one grandson so far. He is going to be a pirate. I don't even care if he wants to. I'll be that jerk throwing the kid in there who's crying because I want my little son to be a pirate. Also, don't we have a friend that's going to be working there? Yes is the answer.
Yep.
Yes, we do. But I when I saw that, my 40-whatever-year-old self felt like a 7-year-old again. I want to do it. And you can make fun of me. I don't care. I am in.
Michael Riley says, I think you should wear a mask. Unfortunately, you can't actually wear masks at Disney. But I will, if I get to 5,000 subs, I will where I will do the Pirates League.
I don't know how many people are in our chat right now, but I bet at least half of them wrote that down right now. So
Yep. Everyone's going to be posting on Twitter, hey, we need to get Dan to 5,000 so we can paint his face as a pirate for a live stream.
And it is bromine. Was that the Lynn Project? Somebody in chat said that. They're right. It's bromine.
Yeah. So, Pirates of the Caribbean, Pirates League. Favorite scene for Pirates of the Caribbean?
Are we talking about the movies or the ride?
Right.
Favorite scene?
Yep.
Boy, all of them. I probably the dude with the rum and the pig, right. But boy, it's probably tied with like 20 others though. I love them all. And the song when the donkey's singing yo ho ho ho. I love me some donkey singing yo ho ho ho. So that's pretty good too. I probably could tell you all of them. I feel like I'm lying every time I say one.
You can't really pick. It's I mean, I'm just trying to think of one. Probably the one that stands out for me is the dog with the key.
Yeah.
It's a classic scene, but everything is it's also good.
Times though I want to jump out and play with the pig or play in the get gold or even the skeleton with the stuff going through him. If I ever jumped out of the boat as an 8-year-old, it would have been on that ride for sure.
Awesome. Love it. Pirates of the Caribbean. Right, we're gonna go back to you. What is the next thing you think of when you think of Adventureland?
Tiki Room.
Yes. Tiki Room time.
Absolutely.
Before we talk about the Tiki Room, guys, please make sure we hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell. Please go subscribe to my friend Jeff, Dole Whip Dad. Awesome channel. And also subscribe to my partner channels. And yeah, we'll talk about the Tiki Room. Now, if you want to talk about talk about
Yes.
Walt Disney classics,
Yeah.
it's Tiki Room.
Yes.
It's one of 2 attractions in the whole of Walt Disney World, and I think Disneyland as well, that has Walt Disney's name in front of the ride, the other one being Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress. But the Tiki Room, I feel sorry for the Tiki Room. It's so unappreciated nowadays.
I agree.
People just walk past it. They're either going to get food or going to Pirates or going to Splash Mountain or going to... It's a really fun show.
See, they tried to change it. It was Zazu's whatever, and I actually see this is one, and I feel like I'm interrupting you. I'm sorry, but this is one where I want them to update it. I want the animatronics, the classic animatronics, to stay. We all still love Jose and all of that, but they can be smarter than me and come up with something to keep the I got to be on my phone crowd awake for the 7 minutes we're in there. I mean, honestly, when you go and talk about queues that I love, just standing in the queue and looking at the Tiki Gods is a blast. I think that they could keep the what's the right word? The history of it.
Yep.
Update it. But I'll tell you this though. The last time I was there, I was with my wife and my kids, and I watched this young mom and young dad and their 2 little kids, and I could have cried. Those kids were having so much fun watching Jose talk to them or whoever it was. It's a great way to beat the heat and get a Dole Whip and live a little Disney history. I love it.
Yeah, and there are people who give this attraction a miss. That's okay. Like, it's not for everybody. If you want to spend your time going to other places like Splash Mountain, Big Thunder Mountain, or Space, or go over to Tomorrowland, that's totally cool. Like, Tiki Room is a bizarre attraction. It is definitely a different kind of experience than what you would expect. But I think that's why I kind of love it. I love the wackiness of it. I love that it's different. And you have all these birds up in the ceiling, and they're all talking to each other, and you can hear the motions of the animatronics. You can hear the clicks. And it's great because this is like the early incarnations of animatronics. This is like only like
it was the first, right? Wasn't it? It was the first in Disney, wasn't it? The first, I think.
It was may have been the second because the I think it's like the Lincoln animatronic.
Yeah. Right,
was the first one, but this is like the second, like, kind of generation, second or third generation of animatronics, and they're just starting. Like, all these birds are doing are moving their wings and turning from left to right and opening their mouths. This is not the Navi shaman in Rivers of
exactly.
Navi River Journey. It's complete opposite. And
Dan, were you aware of the auction that took place in Anaheim and all the amazing historical Disney artifacts that were for sale? It was he was a famous agent. Do you know what I'm talking about? It was a couple months back.
I didn't hear about this. No,
it was big news, especially in Southern California, and some of the most iconic things ever were sold. The Big D from the Disneyland Hotel. There was stuff from the Tiki Room that, I mean, I couldn't afford it. I couldn't afford any of it. But I was very intrigued, and the Tiki Room stuff went crazy, and lots of famous people bought stuff. Chris Hardwick famously bought some stuff. I think John Stamos bought some stuff. But the Tiki stuff, like, there's a Jose that works, an animatronic Jose that works in somebody's house now, and it's not my house, and it really upsets me. But it's history. It's like I want to be that guy who likes change. I've said that already, and I want them to update it because I want it to not die. I want it to be there forever. I want it, but it's so fun. It makes me happy. And it was one of Walt's babies. I just love it so much.
Mrs. Roger Rabbit XEXC. I always think about the original Imagineers coming up with a technology that is still amazing 50 years later. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Great point.
That was Walt's kind of, he was always a visionist of the future, right? He always looked into the future and brought new technology. And did you hear about the Iago Zazu
By the
fire?
way. Yeah, I don't know details. Vaguely.
Okay,
Yeah.
so back in, I can't remember what year it was, around 2004, maybe. I can't remember exact date. The Tiki Room was under new management, where you had Iago and Zazu from Aladdin and Lion King take over the Tiki Room and had a new take on the Tiki Room. Wasn't so much well received.
It was definitely not.
We are all for change, but the right sort of change. I don't think this was Disney's best decision. The songs were interesting, but there was a fire. There was a fire at the Tiki Room. And the only damages that were caused in this fire was to the roof and to Iago. Like, the only thing that was completely burnt was Iago. And I can't remember the exact details, but it seemed like all the important birds, like Jose and all these, characters that are involved in the Tiki Room were fine. But it seemed like everything that was new, like Iago, was burnt. So there's kind of like a eerie, like,
It wasn't me.
Suspicious-y. I don't know. I don't know if a cast member went up into the rafters and poured like gasoline on Iago and set fire to. I don't know.
In my mind, it's Walt Disney's Force Ghost. It probably came back and took care of it.
Walt was like, "I'm not having this." What were you saying? That conspiracy theory? Yeah, go look it up. It's natural. It's a natural thing. But look, Tiki Room is a classic. It really, really is. And I'm ashamed that I should see it a lot more than I do. Unfortunately, I don't get to see it every time.
I don't understand why, when it's really hot, people don't use that for the 30-minute. Like, everybody needs a break from the heat sometimes.
Yeah,
it's kind of perfect, but you're right.
But the problem is, if you walk 10 feet, you can get a nice cold Dole Whip.
So I have never gone to the Tiki Room without getting a Dole Whip. So it's a 2-for-1 deal. I don't understand. That's not and or.
Well, speaking of Dole Whip, and speaking of your channel name, let's bring up the elephant in the room, the Dole Whip.
Yes.
Originally, where Sunshine Tree Terrace was at the entrance of Adventureland, it was then moved to go next to the Tiki Room, and Aloha Isle is its home, and the Dole Whip. Here's my thing, Jeff. I want to ask you this question. You must be the biggest Dole Whip fan to name your channel after Dole Whip.
I'm a pretty big fan, yeah. So I love pineapple. I love Disney. There's an iconic Disney treat that's pineapple-y. I'm in. It's perfect. I don't think that as a kid I got it all that often.
Yeah.
I fell in love with it as an adult.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Also, I thought that, like, you didn't ask me why I named it that way, but the thing was, I wanted something that Disney people would instantly go, "Hey, he's a Disney guy," but not say, I didn't want to be Walt Jeff, or you know what I'm saying. There were so many channel names and Instagram names that were great. Well, Disney Dan. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say, look at my name.
Well, I love that, but I wanted people to okay, so if I'm in a live stream that's not a Disney one, and people are from Europe or Australia, they think I'm like either really excited or really mad about the welfare system, because apparently it's on the dole is a thing that people talk about in Australia and maybe where you're from, Antarctica or wherever you live.
Yeah.
I think so. I like it because it kind of is a, hey, look at me, I'm a Disney guy too, if you're a Disney person.
Yeah.
But it's not obvious. Is that, I don't know.
It's kind of like an inside joke. Like,
yeah, okay,
you know about it.
That's what I should have said.
Then you get it. Mrs. Rogers Rabbit says, I've actually never had Dole Whip. We always got the Sunkist juice bars when we are kids. Now, when I went to Disney in 2012, everyone started talking about the Dole Whip. I was old enough, but I didn't really know anything about it, and I avoided it. And I had my first Dole Whip when I was a cast member, and I was like, "What's this big deal about Dole Whip?" So I stood in line for Aloha Iowa. I was like, why is everybody standing in a long line for this thing? I didn't even know what was in it. I didn't know what I was getting. I don't know.
Fine. I don't
All
know
I
what I'm
just saw is
doing.
this ice cream swerve thing. Like I can get it out of a push rod thingy. I don't know. I'll just finish the story in just that. Pamela Hoffman says, "Can you get Dole Whips in Epcot or Disney Springs?" That is a good question. If anybody knows the answer, please put it in the chat because I know you can get one in Animal Kingdom, but not. I don't know in Epcot or Disney Springs. Hey, Jill Bell Southern, welcome into stream. Jim from More Sunshine, please welcome into stream as well. So I stood in line for about 20 minutes for at Aloha Isle, and I get a Dole Whip float with pineapple on the bottom, the swirl on top, and I take one bite.
Oh,
And
man,
like
you be careful right here.
Those scenes in movies where like it all fades to white and angels sing.
I knew I loved you.
It was like that. I was like,
Amen.
oh.
Amen. It's so good.
I am not even kidding. Like this thing, I don't know what they do, but it is just delicious. Like I can't. And even if you're not the biggest pineapple fan, if you just get the swirl, like you don't get the pineapple juice underneath, I don't. It has a pineapple taste, but it's not a strong pineapple taste. Like
I agree with that. Yeah.
it's not overly pineapple-y. Overly pineapple-y.
I feel like that needs to be somebody's channel name right there.
Could be my second channel. But it's just Chrissy's corner goes hashtag bromance. Me and you.
I'm in. That's fine.
Let's do it. It's just like it's just so good. Like I became a fan instantly. You can get Dole Whips at the Polynesian, says Kay Atwood. Sorry, what was that?
You and 8 billion other people.
I know, but look, you can mobile order Dole Whip.
So there are two. I live in Fort Worth, Texas.
Right.
There are two places within 15-minute drive from my house that are Dole Whip. I love it, but I won't do it. I can't. Now, we've made Dole Whip at the house. We're crazy with that stuff, and it's wonderful. It tastes so good. It's on a scale of 1 to 10. It's a 10, but it's still better at Disneyland because you're at Disneyland.
It's like getting a churro or getting a pretzel.
Churros are good. Disney churro. Yes, exactly. My wife would say the corn dogs. I don't even know that I really like corn dogs all that much in real life, but in Disney, you get a corn dog, and they're pretty darn good. They're pretty darn good. And Kay said you can get Dole Whips at the Polynesian. Can I dive into my DVC? I'll get a 1 minute.
Go for it.
So we became DVC about a year and a half ago, and I didn't know anything. I won't tell the whole story. It's too long. But I had no idea we were going there. We were actually going to become DVC. I could cry right now, the fact that we did. But when Wifey decided that it was a go, hey, Meg, how are you? Meg's here. And they gave us the choice on home. I didn't even know what the home resort meant. I don't know that I still do. And we were looking at zebras walking by, and they're selling us because zebras are walking by, and we wanted to get it there. And then he said, well, you can have it at the Polynesian. I probably teared up a little bit. And it's not because you can get pineapples right there. And Dole Whips, excuse me. And the very next day we did go to the Poly for the first time. And yes, we went to the terrace downstairs.
Yeah.
And I sat there for about an hour just feeling like I own the dang world because I love it.
Just a big shout out to Mickey's Magic. Meg, please go subscribe to my partner channel. She's absolutely awesome. Just an awesome friend and a partner channel of mine. And again, thank you so much for last week. I really do appreciate it. Timothy J. Toblotsky, welcome into the stream. Or like Mickey Waffles, I don't care what kind of waffle maker you have or how precise your recipe, it ain't official Mickey Waffles. You're absolutely right. And I've got to ask you, I know this is going way off topic, But when you go and get a Dole Whip, you should be like, hey, I'm Dole Whip Dad, right? Like,
oh my gosh. So I don't. How well do you know me? Like I feel like if if my wife and my daughters were in this stream, I wouldn't get a word in right here. Yes, I might like getting attention if you haven't noticed. Yes, I probably tell everybody on the planet you're having my little snack here. It's named after me. It might or might not be true. I don't know. I'll leave it up to you guys. Yeah,
well,
and if they don't get asked to subscribe before they hand me the Dole Whip, then I must be sick or something.
you know what I need to do in August? I need to get a thumbnail of it'll be like having Dole Whip with Dole Whip Dad.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
No one can steal that but me. This is part of our bromance thing.
Mostly I agree with you, but everyone can steal that.
Wow, we got off the rails, didn't we? Right. Let's talk about some other attractions very, very quickly in Adventureland. The magic carpets of Aladdin, aka Dumbo, aka Triceratops Spin. It's a Dumbo ride. I mean, it's.
So I appreciate you saying that. It's the Dumbo ride. That's right, and it's got a camel that spits nearby, which doesn't spit anymore. Even I don't. It's you know what? It's kind of Instagrammable. I'll give it that. Outside of that, I've never ridden it. I rode Dumbo when I was a kid. In Disney, yeah, I was surprised that it was there. It takes up a lot of room for the amount of love it gets. It wouldn't be the next thing on my list. Let's put it that way.
No, it is. I would say it's for the younger demographic, but it's fine. I wish they did something more with Aladdin. You can meet Aladdin, Jasmine next door, which I would prefer to do over going on magic carpets of Aladdin.
We did that during our Christmas party instead of riding that ride. So absolutely
right. So I would say. There are plenty more attractions to do other than the magic carpets of Aladdin. But hey, if Dumbo is 60 minutes and your child wants to ride Dumbo, go on magic carpets of Aladdin.
Exactly.
I mean, it's the same thing. And I want to talk about very quickly the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse.
Nice.
Because again, like the Tiki Room, it's very overlooked.
So in Disneyland, it's Tarzan now. Is it?
Yeah, it's Tarzan, isn't it?
Yes. Is it still Swiss Family in Orlando?
It's still the Swiss Family Robinson. Now, a big misconception is that when they hear Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse, they think of Meet the Robinsons, the Disney movie.
Ah,
that's what I've heard, because I've been on that. I've been in the Treehouse many times. They're like, "Hey, this is from Meet the Robinsons," and I'm like, "No,
hilarious.
No, it's from the movie Swiss Family Robinson."
I didn't know that thing, but I mean, you young people, man, I don't know.
but this Treehouse is from the movie Swiss Family Robinson, which is an old Disney live action classic movie, which I 100% recommend. Really.
So wait, live action before Beauty and the Beast? I didn't realize.
This was a movie back in the.
I'm kidding. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't get your sarcasm.
I know, it is what it is.
But it's a nice film. Like, it's a really great film. It ties in a lot. When you actually walk through the attraction, you can actually see a lot of the Easter eggs from the movie.
Yes.
That's an Easter reference because it's Easter pun.
Oh, nice.
I didn't even think that. I was just whatever.
I didn't catch it until you said it, so that was good.
But if you want a great view of the castle and the hub, head up there. It's really nice. It's quiet.
It is. It's great. You can see Tom Sawyer's Island. It's in Disneyland. It's one of my favorite. As a kid, I went up that thing 1,000 times. Mrs. Roger Rabbit 1999 is when it went away, and then it became Tarzan. Actually, I have a funny Tarzan story about it. But as a kid, it truly, no joke, stoked my interest in science. Just the waters being, and the little cup going up and down and all that. I mean, it's fun. It's still fun. And I loved the movie Tarzan. I still love the movie Tarzan. So I don't have a problem with it. I mean, again, you just said the reason why I don't have a problem with it. Kids now and adults now think it's about Meet the Robinsons. Don't get that, but okay, the name. But it's a long time ago, man.
It is a long time ago. and it's a fun film. I do
It
like
is.
it, and I love the Treehouse. I think it's super underrated, and it's a nice little workout you can do while on vacation.
It is. It gets harder every year. Why is that?
Yeah, I don't know. Every time, get me this. Every time I have a Dole Whip, it gets harder and harder.
Yeah, well, you got ways to go to catch me, big guy.
Hey, R. Jones, what is up, my friend?
Yeah,
Good to see you. It's good to see you, my friend. Say hi to Josh and Jenna for me, which gives me a little plug. Guys, Josh and Jenna are live right now in Epcot. I think R. Jones is going to be with them as well, or he is with them right now. But Josh and Jenna, really good friends of mine. Just great supporters of the channel. So go check out Resort TV One for your live streams around the Disney parks. So Swiss Family Robinson Dunn. Very, very quickly, I want to talk about. Let's go 3 more things. Sunshine Tree Terrace, Citrus Swirl, Orange Bird. You fan? I know you're more of a Dole Whip, but
I love Orange Bird. I love Orange Bird. One of my
see it.
Very favorite pops.
Look at that.
I love it. I love the story. So we don't have time. I'm a nerd for advertising, and I love the Orange Bird story. I think it's really, really brilliant. Just shows you how awesome Disney is. They're so awesome that they bring a company with them, and then the company leaves it, and they still profit from it. I think it's a cute little iconic thing that they brought back.
Yeah, I loved it when it brought back.
Yeah, I love it.
But I've got a confession.
Tell me.
I've never had a citrus swirl.
So I've only had 1 or 2.
But having that Disney food reputation that people think I have.
I see. Yes.
People are going to be like losing their mind.
But there's so many options. I mean, it's not like a corn dog and a Dole Whip. There's just at World Showcase alone, you can't have everything, right?
No, but you can do an eat around the world, which I'm considering doing. Very quickly, spring rolls. Oh gosh. Yeah, goodness me. Spring rolls. Cheeseburger spring rolls, brisket spring roll. I don't even know. There's like 5 different options at the spring roll cart. Thank you, Angela, for that. I really appreciate it.
I was whatever.
Yeah, whatever. But spring rolls. I'm gonna do like a big spring roll thing. So I don't know.
You're having your own little spring roll.
I don't know. I don't know. It's gonna be spring rolls and Tortuga Tavern. I mean, it's not my place to go and get food, but people like it.
I like the theming. I like the I like the theming on the outside.
Even I wish they did more with it.
So that's just Disneyland specific. I think that for people who are in Disneyland, I love about Adventureland that I don't even think you're gonna know about.
Go for it. Yeah. What was that?
Bengal BBQ. I love Bengal BBQ so much. I remember the first time I was in Walt Disney World, I asked about 100, like 4, but I'm going to say 100 for the chat. Cast members where Bengal BBQ was, and they all looked at me like I was the dumbest Disney person ever. And I guess that's because you guys in Orlando don't have Bengal BBQ. I love that place.
Yeah.
I love that place so much that I actually have all the recipes from all the regular food they have. Because after I went the first time, I was obsessed. Oh, my mouth's watering right now.
I think the nearest comparison to that is Flame Tree Barbecue at Animal Kingdom.
So I love Flame Tree, but I would say no.
Different.
I would say yes. I
I
love them both. I would disagree with that. And anybody Disneyland in the chat, tell him what he's missing. It's so there's a sweet glaze that my wife gets that she really likes, but there's a spicy one that's beef that is just, I mean, it's man food. It's so good. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I want to go there right now.
Oh, you've got me hungry, and it's nearly 1 a.m. I just want to say a big thank you to the moderators for those codfish who decided to swim into the chat. It's a Peter Pan reference.
Well, it's fun to say. I like it.
But because at the end of the Hook is a codfish, so every time someone comes in who likes to mess around, I call them a codfish, and they can go swim off away. But
Hey, we made a very little sad person happier, so good for us.
Yeah, but thank you, moderators. I really appreciate it. And thank you, Jeff. Episode 48 is in the books. Wow, episode 48. Guys, we are like 3 episodes away
from 51.
From 50, 52. 52.
The full year. That'd be 4. But wait, okay.
The full year of Disney Fiasco, and it's going to be a doozy. It's going to be insane. I'm planning something big for episode 52. We are 3 away. 3 weeks' time is the anniversary of Disney Fiasco. It's gonna be crazy. But first, it's gonna be nuts. But Jeff, thank you so much. Thank you last minute for coming in, and it was really awesome having you.
I love that we got to talk about Adventureland. Everybody in chat, thanks for being here. And I bet you already subscribed, but subscribe to Dan if you haven't already. Let's get him to 5,000 because he said.
And I can paint my pirate's face. And if you haven't not subscribed to Jeff, Dole Whip Dad, I don't know what you guys are doing. Like you're doing your daily 2020 vlogs, which are pretty darn awesome. I think it's amazing what you're doing.
Thank you.
And just your live streams are amazing. You like the sports that you Americans like, but we do have lots in common. We love our Dole Whip, we love our Disney. Maybe not our American football, but
we'll teach you.
Go Pats.
Patriots fan. That would be the one team you can't root for.
Hey, I worked in Boston for a couple of summers, so I'm going with Pats.
The Patriots are like well, we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it later. But guys, I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you. Guys, please go check out my partner channels, Mickey's Magic, Corey Fiasco, Disney Fiasco, every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you to my moderators. Thank you to all my power channels. Guys, I just wanted to give, this is what I do before the end. I like to go through the chat and say thank you to everybody. So, Zippity Doodad, Melissa, Dana, and John, Angela, Timothy, Christy's Corner, Jill, Kate Atwood, Our Disney Adventures, AGC Magic TV, Gelly's Journeys, Pamela Hoffman, Jim from More Sunshine Please, Chills TV, scrolling up even more, Bob Iger, Human Person, R. Johns, Mrs. Roger Rabbit, Crystal Disney World Adventures, Rob Fuzz, My Disney Parks Memories, and if Mouse Talk. And speaking of Mouse Talk, guys, they are going to be going live in 2 minutes' time to talk about Sports Night with Steve's World for ESPN World of Sports. So please go check out Mouse Talk, great friends of mine and power channels of mine, and just you're going to have a great time. And we'll probably end up talking about food because every time I go on Mouse Talk's channel, we talk about food. Brandy and Dave as well. And also, please check out the Disfluencers podcast with me with Brandy and David. Check out all their other interviews, which were absolutely amazing as well. Guys, episode 48 is in the books. Guys, episode 49 is next week. We will probably be having Abby from Main Street and Mickey, as well as Meg will be back as well. Check out also Corey Fiasco as well. He's doing some great stuff on the Diz. And please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel on your way out. I really do appreciate it. Let's get to 5K so I can do the Pirates League, and we'll have a great time. Guys, thank you so much. Happy Easter. Happy everything. Positivity. Guys, live your life with a smile each and every day. And I'll see you guys all real soon. Bye, guys. Take care.